Cave Comedy Radio is brought to you by adamandeve.com. Input the code CCR at checkout for discounts.
Let the word go forth.
Fool me once.
Are you fired up?
I'm not a crook.
Are you ready to go?
Shame on you.
It's Abe Lincoln's Top Hat, hosted by Ben Kissel.
Boom, you can't get fooled again.
Thank God. I'll tell you, I love my voice.
You do?
I cannot listen to myself enough.
That's great.
Isn't that bizarre?
It's a great thing.
I used to hate it growing up.
It's a great thing to like.
Mm-hmm. I literally feel like my voice is the greatest voice that's ever happened to recording.
It's a good voice. I
Thank
hate
you.
my voice. I can't say
You have a good voice,
I'm
too.
not a big fan of my voice either.
I hate my voice.
Different, though. That's Marcus. I'm Ben. Joining us once again, Tim Dillon. This is part two of Fat Rants from Long Island. I love it.
I had no idea that was the title of the show. I might not have agreed. I might not have agreed to come. No.
The title You're Long Island. Okay. I'm the fat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
this wasn't
a good save, isn't it?
Absolutely. Man, I'll tell you. I was doing a comedy show yesterday, and did I do amazing? Sure, I did.
Sure.
The crowd loved it. Everyone was eating out of my ass. It was quite remarkable. A girl was there. I'm trying to have sex with her.
Sure.
And wouldn't you believe it? She only likes black men. Very difficult. Mm-hmm. Very difficult to crack that code. I can't be a black man, but I'm 6'7". People ask me if I play basketball all the time. I don't like my father. Am I not good enough? Am I not good enough for this woman? Can I not pass as a black man just once?
Nope. I'll tell you why. Ginger.
Is it the red hair, Tim? Is that what it is?
It could be.
I'm very upset.
It could be.
What do? Tim, you're out there, you're hitting on a guy,
yeah.
You find out that he just loves Asians, and then you're like, well, I have no possibility of fucking this dude. What do?
I give up, Ben.
You just give up.
I give up.
So I should just give up.
I give up before that, actually. I give up way before there's a good reason to give up. So
yeah, that's true. Oh, so I should just stop Facebooking this girl.
No, because she's going to get burned one day by a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
I can't wait for that to happen.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It will happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be the man in waiting.
I'm her social security. I am her safety net.
Just keep a distance. Don't seem too eager, but, you know.
I'm desperately eager, though.
Keep a presence.
Okay. So is that one Facebook message a week, 2, 3 a day?
What do you think? I don't know.
I would say one a month and a hi, how are you? One a month and a hi, how are you when you see her, but not too much of a hi, how are you? Maybe a hey, how you doing?
Right. Right. Hey, how you doing? And don't think weekly.
Okay.
Think monthly.
Okay. So expand my entire horizon here.
Right.
Go monthly. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I have a
how
friend
you
who
doing?
I'm not going to mention his name. I have a friend. He's a comedian. Emails the people at Caroline's once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Once a month. Now, to me, I would think.
Now, does he start that with a hey, how are you? Or a how you doing?
But it's one of those things where I would say to myself, if they know who you are, they've seen you perform.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to book you, they know when to. Like, I would never email them once a month.
Sure.
No, but never, because I don't want to. I don't email them at all. I just, you know what I mean. I've emailed them, threatened to. Oh, I hear you guys aren't booking fags. Ha ha. You know, something like that. Like, but I would never email them once a month. So I don't know what.
So you take that gay card and you use it every now and again.
And I gotta say,
I've
when
never done it, but I have thought
should.
recently about threatening to sue.
Like
for not getting spots. I have, I wanted to email them, hey, great March Madness contest with 12 straight white men. Hope the New York Times doesn't find out about that.
It is ironic because the real March Madness, not a lot of straight white men.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? Even though you are gay, when you say fag, I get a little offended.
Yeah, you should. And I don't think I'm gay enough to play the gay card. Like, if I beat up someone, like, if I hit, let's say me and a gay guy got in a fight and I hit him, it would still be a hate crime.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that. That's true. Your size. I mean,
I don't think like
both you and I, Tim, we're very large men. We have to be very, very careful.
We're not going to get away with anything.
We can't get away with anything whatsoever. And I'll tell you one thing. The way the laws are going, we're not going to be able to get away with as much as we're getting away with now, which is very, very little. Marcus, what's the first story?
Arizona's House will today debate a bill that would make it illegal to enter a public bathroom, shower, or dressing room designated for a gender not listed on your birth certificate. The bill is an apparent response.
What about a Chaz Bono situation?
Nope.
You can't. So Chaz Bono has still got to go use the girls' room.
Yep, absolutely. The bill is an apparent response
She
to the
can't
anti.
go outside.
Yeah, that's true.
It's an apparent response to the anti-discrimination law Phoenix passed last week that would allow transgender people to use their preferred bathroom. The new bill's sponsor, Representative John Kavanaugh, says it's unacceptable for a man who merely thinks of himself as a woman to use their facilities. Quote, if you're male, you stick to the men's room.
He's very adamant about this.
Yeah.
I didn't see. This is amazing that this is an issue.
Yeah.
Right?
It should not be an issue.
It should not be. In
But I'll tell
50
you what
years or 100 years, we'll all be over this. We're going to
definitely.
be over this. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that the guy, I'm just throwing it out there. Is he a Republican?
Yeah.
I would think so, right? Republicans are very sensitive about their bathroom issues.
I have a good friend who's transgender. You never know. Female, used to be male, transgender.
Is there a penis or no penis?
No penis. Had the whole thing operation.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, and by the way, she's kind of conservative.
Really?
Yeah,
I love her.
A conservative.
Well, John Waters is kind of conservative as well.
So there's a whole new sexual-free conservative movement going on.
I like it. What does her pussy look like?
I've never seen it because I'm a homosexual. So I know. Yeah, Ben. See,
I feel like that's how you would have seen it, though.
No.
See, this is the
no
one thing.
interest in that.
Tim,
If I don't want to see a real pussy, that if I don't want to see an organic pussy, I certainly don't want to see.
Organic Pussy is a great new place to brunch in Williamsburg.
That's
by
a
the way.
great
It's
new,
a new
name
restaurant
of a
that's-
comedy show.
Organic Pussy.
Who books Organic Pussy, dude? I want to get on that.
I've been trying to get on Organic Pussy just
For
to look at
years.
Type 7 for so long.
For years.
I can't do it.
Such an industry hang.
But man, this is the thing, Tim. Your secret. Get in there, investigate that vagina. Just take a look and let me report back to me.
For the rest of us, for us.
Because if it looks good, I'm with this woman. I'll marry. I don't care if she used to have a cock. I mean, hell, I don't care if she still has balls and a pussy. I mean, I'll get in there. I need a woman that can think like me, that can think like a man, that I can actually have a conversation with.
that is
I'm
great.
serious. Hook me up with this
What
girl.
a name for a New York Times bestseller. My wife has balls.
My
By
wife
Ben
has balls.
Kissel.
Literally. Dot,
Couldn't
dot,
you
dot,
see
literally.
like Oprah
I could.
just coming back to the airwaves for that one interview?
Oprah's
I'll
book
tell you
club,
one
My
thing.
Wife Has Balls.
Yeah.
So, Ben, tell me, what was your process like writing this book?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I started every day shaving my wife's balls. And then I'd go right for 10, 15 minutes, and then, of course, I'd have to massage my wife's balls as she fingered herself. This could actually work for me. I'm sort of getting aroused right
Yeah,
now. I don't mind.
it's fascinating.
If you pull down a chick's pants and she's got a nice pussy, and then you see the balls. But can you imagine if she never had a dick and she just had the balls surgically transplanted onto her body? That's fine.
I mean, this is
We need to
so
ev-
fascinating.
We need to evolve, everybody.
Your mind is a cavern of which
It's about freedom,
Yeah,
like you were talking.
sure.
We
Yeah,
were talking about
absolutely.
yesterday.
Absolutely.
Every lady needs to grab themselves a nice pair of balls and just change. We need to change
they
everything.
gotta understand what we work.
Triple gender it. So they don't want guys going into girls' rooms and girls going into guys' rooms. What do you think about this? I know mostly girls don't like this. The unisex. I'm a big fan of the unisex bathroom. And I'll tell you one thing. If you were in line and it's a unisex situation, always go behind the girl because you're going to walk into a pristine bathroom.
I always use the women's bathroom in a restaurant if it's
do.
unoccupied and the men's bathroom is full.
Well, I'll tell you
if
one
I
thing.
go to a Red Lobster or something and the men's bathroom is locked, but the women's is open, I jump in the women's bathroom. Worst at worst, I go, oh, I didn't even look. So I have those rules for myself. If I gotta go, I gotta go.
There's a lot of girls terrified as soon as you walk in there, just absolutely
Well,
terrified.
I'm thinking it's a one bathroom, one
Right.
stall. Like I don't use the woman's bathroom when it's multiple stalls. I'm not that ballsy.
Yeah,
Sure.
You know what I mean? But if it's a one, like I was in Bear Burger in Astoria, which
Is that a
not a huge fan of Bear Burger.
Is it a
but-
restaurant?
Yeah,
Is
Bear
it a
Burger.
gay restaurant?
No, it's Bear meaning organic. They don't like not like bear, like Bear Burger.
I love the way you say organic, by the way. It really-
organic,
Organic.
organic coffee.
It's like you're yelling at it for not being at
Organic.
breakfast on time.
So I went to Bear Burger. They have unisex bathrooms. Everybody was using. By the way, Bear Burger food sucks. Banana Foster's milkshake, probably the best in New York City. In case anyone's listening.
They set it on fire?
No, that would have been amazing.
That would've
They
been
didn't
cool,
do that.
yeah.
But unisex bathrooms, everyone's happy. Nobody. 2 bathrooms, man/woman on the thing. Everyone can.
See, I once
loves
walked
it.
into a women's bathroom in an airport once because like they just had the big open doors. They're right next to each other. I wasn't paying attention, and I walked into the women's bathroom, and there was an old lady like just about to walk out, and she no shit made this noise.
Terrified.
Right.
Terrified.
Absolutely terrified.
But that you people have made that noise to you seeing you, it had nothing to do with the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. right.
Walking down the street.
Now,
it's
what
very
popular '90s TV show that featured a young female attorney was one of the first TV shows
Ally
Ally
McBeal.
had the unisex bathroom? Remember?
I do remember.
Remember
The
that?
90s
Yeah, because she
90s
fucked in there once, didn't she?
I think maybe she did.
The 90s was a decade of fake television controversy. When that big fat bastard was showing his ass on NYPD, NYPD Blue.
That was me.
Dennis Franz.
It was Dennis Franz. It was me when I was 12. I was his understudy.
Interesting. Well, your ass is absolutely, it's sparkling clean.
I appreciate it. But you're right. But the 90s that was controversial in the 90s. You know, an ass or
Right.
like somebody, Ellen
Just
DeGeneres.
man
Ellen
ass.
DeGeneres being like, hey, I'm gay. You know what I mean? Those were the big controversies in the 90s.
And boy, did that ruin her career. She's going nowhere.
She's going nowhere.
I don't think Ellen's
she's
gonna
not
make
going to
it.
get booked on Organic Pussy.
No way. I'm surprised she's not the booker herself. Organic pussy. God, that's amazing. So do you think, is this law going to pass any more on this story here?
I mean, the actual fine for this is punishable by up to $2,500.
$2,500 for pee-peeing in the wrong toilet?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little excessive, I
There's
would
going
say.
to be a lot of drunk people being like, I mean, they
Yeah.
stumble into the wrong place.
Definitely.
I can't believe that a government is concerning themselves with this.
Yeah. No,
There's a group of religious fundamentalists in the country, largely Christian, mostly Christian, but some other cultures too.
Yeah.
And they're unhappy with progressive secular values.
Oh,
and
I
it all
hate
comes down to the toilet.
And it all comes in. And what's happening is there are some atheists that are annoying, and they don't want Christmas on anything, and they don't want Christmas trees. And
You a happy holidays guy or a Christmas guy?
I'm a Merry Christmas guy.
Okay.
I'm a hello guy. I don't even say anything to anyone. I don't really care if you have a Merry Christmas or a Happy Holiday.
Right.
Hey, how are you? You know what I mean?
That's nice.
I'm always looking as what I can get from you, and I'm trying to size you up. The sales bullshit. But I mean, like laws like this, man, that's crazy. They're spending time on this.
Yeah, no, it's a big issue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun day. It's a fun day when you're talking pee-pee laws.
I mean,
you
I always think about if you're born and you feel like you're in the wrong shell. I mean, I know that sounds very. It's tough to use a food metaphor to describe somebody's life, but you're an M&M in the wrong shell. And you're a peanut. You got a peanut, and you're going. I want to be maybe an M&M mini or whatever.
An
I don't
almond,
know.
yeah, you
A
want-
peanut,
almond,
I would say maybe peanut butter.
It's peanut butter.
The peanut
Correct.
butter M&M, by the way, the most underrated M&M out there. The
Well,
peanut
you know
butter
why?
M&M
You
is
have
the greatest
you have the
M&M.
Reese's Pieces, which is basically.
It's
can talk
different.
about
It's
it.
different.
It's different.
But my whole thing is, if you're going to undergo surgery, nobody does that lightly.
Yeah.
Nobody's doing that to f you to society. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You get
No,
a nose
if
ring
you-
maybe, or
Exactly.
dye your hair.
No,
you don't.
if you amputate a limb
Right.
off of your body or a dick off of your body, like I believe you.
Right.
Like you sold me.
Right.
You spent God knows how much that surgery is. Number
Hundreds
one.
of thousands of dollars.
I mean, it's
Also,
and then the
transgender people
process.
can't have children. Gay people can't have children.
Oh, I
At
gotta get with this chick,
we
man.
gotta start really exalting people in our society who cannot procreate.
You
That
like
is
it.
the
I'm with
only
you.
thing that we have left. The only thing that we have left. Stop procreating. Any group of people who cannot procreate, we need to elevate to a position of near like a priesthood. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because these are the people that are going to save us.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
I mean, I don't know how having a qualification for having a kid would work, but sometimes I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean,
My boss used
I
to
don't
say, people should have a chip in their arm. And you would go to get approved for a kid like you'd go to get approved for a mortgage, This was at the height of the mortgage crisis. by the
Think
way,
about it,
saying,
yeah.
But listen, it's a fascinating idea. It's an interesting idea. Everyone I know.
it sort of goes
most
against
people
your
I
theory
know-
of limited government.
It
Because
does.
It's a little
and
bit of
listen,
truth.
it wouldn't work. There'd be scams. There'd be fraud. Everyone I
got all
know,
the kids.
everyone I know that has children, so many of them should. One of my friends who was having a child got fired from Bye Bye Baby, which is a baby store in Long Island, like a baby, like a baby
yeah.
Gap. Okay, he got fired from a
Bye
baby.
Bye Baby. Doesn't that sound like an abortion clinic?
It really
It
does.
does.
Okay.
He got fired from a baby store, a retail
Because
store.
he had a baby.
No, because he couldn't handle the responsibilities of working in Bye Bye Baby. And then he had a baby, a real baby.
That's not a good sign. If you can't
That's
work
a
at
sign.
horrible sign.
Yeah, if you can't work at Bye Bye Baby, you can't have a baby.
I
if
mean,
you can't.
I don't know. I think adoption should just be made easier, man. There's a
Yeah.
lot of good people who can't.
Adoption
totally
is
agree with that.
extremely hard.
Adoption
It
should be. You should be able to walk in and I'm trying not to trivialize, but it should be like a pet shop. You know what I mean? You should walk in.
You just want them all behind glass. You go and you see which ones are smiling the best, make eye contact, fall in love.
There's so many children out there that need homes. There's so many gay parents who can't. Stop going to clubs every night, gay men. You're 40. It's over. Your life is meaningless. Trying to fuck 19-year-olds. You know what I mean? It's over. You're not going to be a celebrity. Try to suck some happiness out of traditional society. Raise a kid. Get a dog.
It'll be nice.
Go on vacation.
See, that's weird. That as a very quick side note, though, because I know in the straight lifestyle, the creepy old guy at the club is something like everybody looks and makes fun of him.
And that's what. And that's
at the
what
gay clubs. Is that the same?
No, well, because there is no. I mean, it's creepy, but creepy in the gay community is just the norm. If you're a 40-year-old dude and you're hitting on a 20-year-old guy, it's kind of the norm. Those guys are wealthy. I see those guys down in Chelsea. Some of them are 60, and they're wealthy. They got tons of money, and there's 22 and 23-year-old kids moving into the city, gorgeous, hard-bodied, middle American kids that have nowhere to live that end up living with these people. You know what they should get? You know what they should get? Those guys, me. I should show up. I'm the pool boy now. Hey. I'm the pool boy.
You know, my older brother's 33. His future husband is 50. You could argue that he was a bit of a creeper, but he's not at all. He's a very handsome gentleman.
And
so
I'm not trying to
but,
to brand everybody. It's age is not the
I'll tell you
issue.
one thing. I went to a after bar with my brother and his future husband there. It's called The Cock.
Yes,
and
Urge. By the way, we have great names like
Cock and Urge.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think when that bar was named? Do you think the urge they were talking about was the urge to raise a family? Yeah, I don't know.
Organic pussy live at the
gay
Urge.
Gay people have the right to be boring. And,
well, I mean, they
mundane.
do have the right to be boring, and I think a lot of them do want to be boring, and I think a lot of them are boring.
Not every gay person is going to be a theatrical, whatever.
I'm going to generalize, though, and I'm going to say 100% of gay men who are at the Cock at 4:30 in the morning, not boring. And nor are they bored.
They're not.
Holy Lord. It was all red lights.
But
have you been there?
Empty sex
by the
is
way, Tim?
empty. Yes. But here's the thing. You're going to hate this, but it's true. There was a study done. Fundamentalist Christians have some of the most satisfying sex. And you know why? Because there's a ton of sex that's mental, and there's a ton of sex that's actually, if you are constantly having
you like
sex
the person, which is kind of
with
good.
different people, and it's just the mechanics, and that's all it is. It's empty.
Oh no, man! I'm at my most unhappy when I'm sleeping around.
Right. So to me,
I'll tell you one thing. I'm thrilled right now. So, the one fun thing about sleeping around,
we all want a connection with people.
You do want a connection, but the one fun thing about sleeping around, and I'm not saying I do it too often because let's be honest,
you do it every week.
You're kind of a man. I feel, and I don't even know you.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm very, very nice.
Every time you come in to record a show, you're always talking about a different girl.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you think that I'm saying that I may or may not have said before we recorded. But what I am saying is, it is fun on occasion because you can sort of get all different types, and then once you figure out what your favorite type is, it helps you narrow it down. So
but you can also you can figure out different types when you have coffee with people.
Yeah, but not really though.
Not
because
really.
No, I'm telling you, what I have found, it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to. I'm just going to end up cock blocking myself here for the next fucking month. So but I am saying having sex with a bevy of people is not a bad thing to do at some point in your life, so you can figure out the things that you're into. And a lot of these Christian folks, like my parents, they've only had sex with each other, and. I mean, my mom should just be out there getting all the dick.
Yeah.
My mother could probably... I don't know how my father's pleasing this woman. I have no idea what they've been doing. So you see some of these old couples, and I'm telling you, a little weekend fling might help them out a little bit.
Yes, these old couples that have spent their lives raising families and in love with each other should be at the Cock at 4 a.m.
They need... I'm telling
That's what we've learned.
That's what I want to... Yeah, my father needs to go to the Cock at 4:30 in the morning. He would love it.
He
would love
probably
it.
would.
He really would.
I mean, he wouldn't say it, but you would see it in his eyes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it was walking into hell. The Cock at 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It's red lights and then dudes just blowing each other. And
Is that true? Is that really true?
Dead serious. And then the saddest moment, because I've been at gay bars my entire life, and I literally have zero feeling. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like those are two human beings making out. I do not give a fuck. But I really, really got upset when I went to the bar and literally people were doing drugs on the bar. And I looked at the bartender. I said, "Can I have a beer?" And he's like, "It's illegal to sell after 4 a.m." I'm like, everything in here is illegal.
Right.
Everything you guys are doing.
That guy's doing a line off his dick.
Yeah, if this was Alabama, you would all be in prison.
Right.
They would just put a fucking piece of wood over the door and not let you leave.
That's so funny.
Anyway, Marcus, what's another? I wonder if the bathroom. I'm sure the bathrooms at the Cock though are unisex.
Oh,
I would say that.
I would say so. And the worst things are happening in the bathroom.
Oh, they're all sex. Actually, the bathrooms at the Cock are all sex.
Yeah.
You don't even go in there to pee. That's like the third thing you do in there.
Yeah, the gay bar where
To me, that's just filth. Like, I don't know. That just doesn't. It's not like.
Doesn't appeal to you at all.
To me, the perfect sexual environment is a senator's office.
What about like a Daniel Craig situation? Was it Daniel Craig?
What about in a bathroom with a senator?
I'd still prefer his office. You know, I mean,
Yeah, no, the office is nice.
I want an office. I want somebody who's at a desk.
I believe his name was Daniel Craig, right? The
Yes, it
Minnesota
was.
guy.
Yeah.
And so he was. So
Yeah.
you're in a bathroom stall.
Sure.
You see a guy shaking his leg violently, vigorously, which is apparently the dog wagging its tail, being like, "I really want to suck."
Was it
that
Daniel
sweet dick."
Craig? Was it
It's Larry Craig.
Larry
I think
Craig.
it's Larry Craig.
Daniel Craig is
Craig
the
is-
guy that's in James Bond.
Right.
Yes.
I was like,
God, I'll tell you one thing. If it was Daniel
sure,
Craig, absolutely,
sure,
no doubt about
Any
it.
stall with him, but
Sure.
yeah, but that's that's the sadness that happens when you don't come out of the closet and you think that you can fix yourself with Jesus.
Right.
And
By the way, Tim, how did you come out of the closet? Was it a big horse and pony show?
I went to lots of restaurants with my friends. I took my friends out to restaurants. I was still drinking at the time.
Okay.
So we would go out to like a steakhouse and I would have like 6 martinis and like we'd have a shellfish platter.
So
and
you
then-
never came out. You just kept on ordering martinis, and they're like, "I think Tim's gay."
And then I was just I would drink gin martini, like the manly martini. But then I'd be like, I got to tell you guys something, and I'd be like, I just wanted to tell you, I'm not going to be dating women. I never said the word gay. And then
Right.
all of my friends, because we're all very bad people. That's why I like my friends. We're all con artists and schemers
Exactly.
and slime balls. And they were all like, you're still paying for your meal, right? This isn't one of those things where you're gonna, So it was. No one really cared. It was not a big deal.
Any friends leave you over it?
No, certain relationships are not as close, but I don't even know if that's had to. I think that's had to do with I got into comedy and it was.
Well, you
Well,
just
no.
once you get older,
I
friendships.
mean, ex-girlfriends were kind of upset, some of them, because I had lied and kind of give them trust issues. And
How many ex-girlfriends did you have?
One that took it hard.
And why did she take it so hard? She was in love with
Because
you.
she liked me a lot, and it was just I'd been very dishonest for a long time.
What kind of girls were you going with? Because I know
So girls that could drink a lot and go
Yeah.
away and go to Vegas and have fun and
Yeah.
kind of party and didn't care if I smoked a little pot or did a little blow or took some OxyContin. And,
suck a couple of dicks.
yeah, you know what I mean? girls that were not sticklers for things like you being, a goody two shoes or a heterosexual or
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Girls that could be a party a little bit.
Open-minded gals.
Open-minded, but
The kind of
fun,
gal that would walk into a
fun,
men's room and
fun.
just take a big
A
dump.
type of girl that you get on a plane, you get drunk on JetBlue before you're there.
yeah.
You know what
You
I
have to.
mean? The type of girl that was, and I had a drug and alcohol problem for a long time. So I would always surround myself with people who were I didn't have any Puritans in both my friends.
can't have
know
them.
what I mean? I didn't have people that were like, oh, it's 11 a.m., you're drinking. You know what I mean? That wasn't going to work.
As a matter of
wasn't gonna
fact, I
work
went
at
to
all.
the bathroom today in my apartment there, which is also unisex, and I looked in the shower and I saw a Bud Light can, and then I had a memory of me drinking a Bud Light can of beer there in the shower yesterday. So that was a aha moment.
Yeah.
Sure, turns out. So was there a specific situation that happened to you where you're like, I just need to stop drinking and doing all these drugs, or was it more of just like
Well,
a thing where
it was a lot of situations, but I mean, one of them was I was a juror on a murder trial in Long Island, and it was a murder,
yeah?
torture, rape trial, big deal.
Whoa.
And I would make everyone laugh during the lunch break every day, and they would
They
all
needed
say,
a
"You
good
got to do
chuckle break."
stand up." And a lot of people had told me that, because I was like a funny guy growing up. But I was just when you're in that situation, all you hear all day is mortality. Life, death, life, death. And you really start to think about yourself and what. And I'm like, am I meant to do what I'm doing in sales and stuff? I'm like, no, I hate it. I hate my job. I hate my life. I'm not being honest. Let me do that. And then I saw, which funny talking about Republicans and stuff. The head of the Duke College Republicans got outed for being gay. And he
That's
was
right.
Like, I thought the kid was like, he was a good looking kid. If the kid had looked like me, I would have been like, this faggot deserves it, and clicked over to the Drudge Report or something. But he was a good looking kid, so I read the article. And he was a kid who stood up for himself. Like, he was like, yeah, I'm gay, and so what? And fuck you. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I'm like, you know what? You got to be courageous. That's what life's about. You got to be courageous. So I have to come out, stop drinking, and start doing stand-up
So do you think
comedy.
you were drinking and doing drugs because you were gay and like hiding this thing?
No,
or
I'm
whatever?
drinking and doing drugs. I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict.
Perfect. I like that. That's my favorite two qualities about
You know what I
Simple.
mean? So, I mean, if it was not sexuality, it would have been something else where I would have justified, you know what I mean? Because I came out and I still had a problem. So that'll tell you there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I've come out now. I can still have
Are
one
you telling
drink.
me coming out as a homosexual in New York City didn't curb your alcohol and
It
drug
didn't.
use?
It didn't. It didn't. It did not. And that's a big part of the gay culture is drinking and drugs. And it was
is.
weird because I got into comedy right after, so I didn't have that like party life that a lot of the gay guys have.
Yeah, it is funny that you do two of the comedy and being gay
Right.
are very alcohol-driven cultures.
Yes.
And it's funny that you can do both and not have
Because
any alcohol whatsoever.
comedy's the high, you know.
Comedy is the high.
Comedy's the
Indeed.
high.
Marcus, let's get to another story.
Another coda to the 2012 presidential race. Newt Gingrich and Rick Santorum came this close to mounting a Romney mutiny in the form of a Gingrich-Santorum ticket.
Yeah, greatest ticket of all time.
Or maybe Santorum-Gingrich. The secret talks broke down because the two couldn't agree on who would get top billing.
Yeah, that's great. That's the type of guys you want leading the country.
Exactly. I want to be
You know what I
president.
mean?
I can't
No,
be
I
vice
want
president.
to.
Guys meeting in a Cracker Barrel being like, all right, rock, paper, scissors,
right,
shoot.
right.
That's
Good. Gingrich, Santorum.
Why do we hear about either one of those?
2012.
Either those two are losers. They have
Oh,
nothing
man,
new
take
to
it easy
offer.
with the new.
Take it easy with Newt. He's one of our favorites.
Oh.
You can make fun of
I
Newt.
mean, they've got nothing new to offer. The Republicans need guys like Bobby Jindal. They need guys that are
Bobby Jindal not very popular with the party, though, right now.
Marco Rubio. You know why? Because there's an old guard of the Republican Party, and the old guard of the Republican Party is dying. The old guard of the Republican Party says the Christian right is going to be our base forever, and we need to. And the new guard of the Republican Party says you're going to have to market yourself as a party that's not just for wealthy white men.
But I don't know if they're really saying that. They're trying to say that, but you have your CPAC convention. They don't even invite Chris Christie. They invite Mitt Romney,
Chris
which
Christie is
insane.
a guy. They invite the loser.
They
Chris
invite
Christie,
all of the losers.
Chris Christie's the only hope of the party.
He's
I
the
mean,
only-
and this
but
is
he's
why
not getting
I
any
refuse.
airtime.
I refuse to label myself as anything because I hate being on the losing team, and I feel like the Republican Party is just so content right now about being the losing team.
Well, here's a new guy that's coming out. They're saying he might be like the new conservative darling. His name is Dr. Benjamin Carson.
Yeah, the black guy who's
Yeah,
very,
the
he's
black
a very
guy.
smart guy. He has a religious background.
Not really. In fact, it says in college he was a flaming liberal. And let's see here.
But I know
Flaming
he
liberal.
talked. The reason I say religious background, he spoke at the National Prayer Breakfast.
Yeah,
with
that's
Obama.
where he really that's where like the
And then- and, you know,
the whole
and-
his video
yeah.
of him there has gone viral on YouTube, and his book has sold 46,000 copies since the speech.
We need to divorce public policy from religion. I don't know if we're ever going to be able to do it. Not from morality, not from common sense.
He didn't
but
take my
from
title,
religion.
though, did he? My wife has balls, literally.
Did
That's
he?
the name of his book?
No, okay.
Yeah, no,
Still
my,
have that.
Yeah, my wife has testicles. That's the name of his
He's
book.
educated. I see the difference between me and him.
Why is he so popular?
Well, he called out President Obama on health care right in front of him. He is down for. He wants a flat tax.
That I like.
He's
I like
down
the
for.
flat
taxes
tax.
are a great
he's
idea.
down for a 10% flat tax.
How great would that be?
It'd be nice.
He is religious, actually. Yes, he definitely is religious. He's been on Fox News a lot, which has bolstered his popularity. He won't.
way-
He says he won't define himself as a Republican, though.
Tim, would you like to discuss your future Fox television program?
My show, The Fox Faggot, will be premiering after Red Eye at the 2 a.m. slot.
I like it.
We're going to have a lot of guests on it. Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, that's great.
Ann
Yeah.
Coulter. You know, everybody and anybody. A lot of questionable, good-looking college Republicans who
Oh, that's good.
may or may not have enjoyed, who may or may not have tried out for the musical. Yeah, but the Republicans, it feels stale.
Yeah.
Oh,
Obama came in and was this lightning rod of change. He was the first.
I mean, he hasn't
black
changed
president.
anything other than I think we've
no,
killed more
but
people than
again,
ever before.
it's all perception. His politics is
Right.
perception. He was the first black president. He came in, and everybody went crazy. The Republicans need to find somebody.
It's just, Rahm Emanuel is a genius. And that's who created Obama. And
Just like
Axelrod-
Karl Rove is a genius who created
Yes,
Bush.
That's true.
Axelrod,
Same person.
Axelrod is absolutely fantastic for the first time, and for the first time really ever. Like Clinton was Clinton. Clinton was a brilliant politician.
Reagan and Clinton
so-
were both Reagan and
as
Clinton.
human beings.
Right.
I think they were. They didn't need quite as much help as Barack needed in a lot of ways. Rahm Emanuel the way that they have framed every single debate has been so perfect, and it is a testament.
And by the way,
to
they're ruining Chicago as a city.
Chicago
is
is
becoming
awful.
a third world country.
But
Right
Rahm
now.
Emanuel is actually surprisingly conservative in Chicago. They're very, very upset. He's
Yeah,
trying to break up the
Rahm
teachers'
Emanuel,
union.
Chicago's always been a big city Democrat stronghold
Yeah.
of scams, labor unions, mob bosses, and that's what Democrats do. They ruin cities and the world.
I mean, really,
But they can.
there is a definite evidence to say that liberals ruined Detroit.
Chicago
Like, I mean,
has
you were talking about
Chicago
like-
has the toughest gun control laws in the country, by the way, which is
Yeah, but
one
I
of
don't
the
like that
reasons.
whole argument, though, because you can't go with that. The gun control needs to be a federal thing. You can drive over to Indiana and go to a gun show and buy all the guns you need, so it doesn't matter if one state restricts it because it just balloons
if you're a
out. Everyone has a
criminal-
car.
if you're-
For example, my friend Dave. I'm talking to Dave
Everyone
today.
does not have a car, but okay, I will go
For
with
the
that.
most part in the Midwest.
Okay, but I
would say
still
everyone
think if
pretty
you're a
much
criminal and
But
you
the
know that
funny
you're
thing
breaking into a house and no one has a gun, you're more likely to break into that house.
I mean,
No.
I don't think the criminals are really criminals are notoriously stupid people, so I don't think they really think of consequences to their
They're not
actions.
that. I
hence
mean,
they commit the actions.
they're not that stupid. I mean, then why do places in Texas where everyone has a gun, the crime rates are lower?
I mean, Texas is a rural place, and I mean, I don't know if the crime rates are that low in Texas. I have no idea what the crime
The
rates
crime
are.
rates in Dallas are pretty ridiculous.
I think
They're
some
pretty
of them are.
I think it's
astronomical.
more of an urban situation, and when
And
you're
don't even get me
surrounded by-
started on El Paso. Jesus fucking Christ. You got Juarez right there.
But it's funny,
Horrible.
though, because Dave, my friend Dave, who is in Minnesota still has this really bizarre law. On Sundays, you can't buy liquor and you can't buy beer.
Yeah.
And I don't know
It's called blue laws.
the blue laws.
Yeah.
And so I'm calling. I talked to Dave. What's up, buddy? Today he's like, driving to Wisconsin. Got to go get some beer. So he has to drive across, 20 miles of land to go pick up a 12-pack of brew and take it back. I mean, how many drinking and driving accidents have happened because of the blue laws?
In Lubbock, Texas, or Lubbock County is a dry county, so people used to have to drive to a place called the Strip. It's about a 20-minute drive both ways to get alcohol.
Which is
And
insane.
which,
you don't
you
want
know-
people drive.
Which in
close
fact,
as possible.
what would happen is that you would buy a 30-pack of beer because you didn't want to go back out
drink
there.
15 on the way home.
Yeah,
run
and so-
into a tree.
Yeah. But it's the whole. I mean, I think there should be more federalism. I mean,
With the-
federal
with
regulations.
with
it
the
just
gun
it
stuff, I
doesn't
think it needs to be
necessarily
federal,
work.
because
Everybody should be mandated to have an assault weapon in their home. They should know how to use the assault weapon. Assault weapons should be. Everyone should have a concealed carry. Everybody should have a gun on them at all times.
I don't like it because I'm mouthy.
Multiple guns on them at all times.
You remember that scene in Boogie
An
Nights?
armed society is a polite society.
I don't think that's true. I think an
not
armed
my
society is a
quote.
terrified society, and I think it could also be used to suppress a lot of
All
speech.
the cities that have the most violence have very, very strict gun control laws.
Yeah, but that's I mean that's just like a spurious relationship.
But what
though,
about
because
New
there's a whole
York
bunch- There's the lack of education. It's just like there's so many other outstanding
Well,
issues.
let me
that,
ask you
that
this:
are not
here in
governed
New
by-
York City, we have extremely strict gun laws, yet our crime is pretty low.
Our crime is low now. It wasn't low when David Dinkins was running the city. It's only low because when Giuliani came in, they did a lot to get, they called it, the broken window policies. They did a lot to get certain people off the street, guys who squeegee people, and it raised the morale of the city. There's a lot of foreign money in Manhattan.
There's a lot of ugly windshields out there, though.
Well, the
There's a lot of squeegee
Giuliani,
people
the
were needed.
Giuliani effect is also, I think, greatly exaggerated because if you look, you can also see at the time that Giuliani was coming into
Yeah.
power, all of those criminals, they were fucking murdering each other. The crime rate was so high. So by the time Giuliani got into power, and this comes from a New York City police officer that I talked to, who was actually in Harlem at the time. Did work in Harlem for 20 years.
So he just said that people decided to stop killing each other?
No, they were all dead. They all killed it. I mean,
That's a
through
good deterrent.
through
Killing
over
somebody.
through
I
overdoses,
don't
through
know.
AIDS, through
I don't
murder. Like
I know that
they all
when Giuliani
died.
left, the city had cleaned up dramatically. Could it be the case that all the bad people died? Sure. But,
No, I mean, I'm sure. No, I mean, I think that, as a matter of fact, maybe we can talk about stop and frisk right now. Do you want to do that story?
I have to find it first.
Oh, I think,
Stop and frisk, by the way, is still the official policy at the Cock.
at the Cock. Indeed it is. Oh, my goodness. Maybe that's
All right.
why I got patted down never at the Cock. That was insulting.
Got
That's
it.
the official policy.
Police officers testifying in a federal trial challenging New York City stop and frisk policy say they were ordered to increase their number of arrests, summons, and 250s, the code for stop, question, and frisk.
Yeah, what do you think about this? I am so against stop and frisk by definition, but I understand why it's needed. I think it's very bizarre that we have a society. You like to say the word freedom, which is a big.
I know nothing about. Here's the thing with stop and frisk, which is very tough to make a call. I know nothing about how well it's worked. I mean, that's the thing that we know nothing about.
They say that it's absolutely needed.
I know nothing about how many minorities are bothered by it every day.
85% of the people are black or Hispanic.
Some 5 million street stops of mostly black and Latino men have taken place in the city in the last decade.
Here's the thing, though.
As a matter of fact, Nikita, Marcus's girlfriend, who is black, she was stopped, and she was definitely frisked.
Yeah.
Mostly frisked, I would assume.
Yeah.
She's very attractive.
She's very attractive, yes.
But she also had a gun and is a criminal. I mean, you want to, right? Isn't that the
That is very, very true. No, they found loads.
I know
and loads
nothing
of
about
ammo
it.
on
Listen, I don't know. As a white guy, it's weird to even discuss because I'll never, I don't know. Cops bother me all the time, though, because I have a face that makes people suspicious of what I'm doing because I look like some type of union boss or something. It's corrupt.
Where's Jimmy Hoffa?
Right. No, they don't. They'll follow. Like, cops have stopped me and they're like, what are you doing? And there's something about my face that bothers people.
Is that right?
It's true. I don't know what it is. But every teacher I've ever had.
Do you just not let them finish? Because I feel like cops stop you and be like, what are you doing later? Let's hang out.
We were in a meeting here about shows, and out of nowhere, Rebecca's like, Dillon, what's your plan? And I'm like, I didn't say anything anyway. It's my face. People see my face and like, get him, So
you got to get him face.
I have a face. And when I go like this, it makes people think I'm saying
that was
fuck
creepy.
you.
All right,
that was unsettling.
Right? It makes people think I'm saying fuck you to them.
Tim Dillon just smiled, which is actually a nice thing that human beings do to be like, hey, I'm a friendly.
But you're like a chimpanzee. Like when a chimpanzee smiles, it means he's about to attack you. It's kind of that same smile.
People don't like the smile. They don't like. Here's the thing with liberals: they adore criminals and they don't like society and civilization, and they would like it to break down as soon as possible, so they can institute their idea of what civilization should be. So the more crime, the better. The more people who are dependent on government, the better. The more they can point to business in the free market as failing, the better. And the more they can control every aspect of people's lives, the better. So stop and frisk.
I mean, the first part was totally insane. But
no, it's not insane at all. It's absolutely true.
I don't think the liberals like crime very much.
They love crime.
Why do liberals like crime? I mean,
because they don't like they don't like society. They don't like civilization. Liberals think the family is
Sheriff Joe Arpaio likes a lot of crime in Arizona, so he can have all of his posse go and round up all the illegals.
No,
I feel like actually conservatives quite enjoy
don't
crime,
like
so they have
civilization as it is. They think crime is justified. They don't like civilization as it is. They think crime is justified. They think capitalism's unfair. They think the patriarchal system of they don't like family. They don't like the nuclear family.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's all true. I think they're all true. I think they think that.
Why do you think that?
Well, because if you listen to when liberals talk, they say things that.
Well, first of all, what liberals are you talking about?
I'm talking about people that I've encountered, people in academics, people that write books, people do not feel that society has worked for everybody, and they believe that society there has to be a massive overhaul on everything from the free market to men and women's relationships with each other.
You
to
could argue
family.
that some regulation in the free market is needed and necessary. I mean, would you
but I mean,
back in the day when people were just like going to the grocery store and getting a bunch of fucking steaks with nails in them and things like that.
Some
the FDA was
Republicans,
like, well, and the government's like,
some
maybe we need to create an
Republicans hate
FDA.
civilization too. Some conservatives hate civilization too. They don't like pluralism. They don't like secularism. I'm not only saying
I just
that,
feel like it's a bizarre statement though, because yesterday
yesterday
you said that we are like, you have the lion, eating, I think it was a gazelle or something like that. So it's like, that's like nature. Like that's how we're supposed to be, right? But and then that's how you think that society should be: independent, alone. Like you did everything.
Not
on your
entirely,
own.
but I think it should be based
liberals
on.
Are all about like community and culture and like cultivating.
Liberals are all about everybody doing exactly what they think people should do. They're about control.
It's tough
I
honestly think this is a
liberalism
a cultural
stems
difference, though,
from
because you're an East Coast guy.
Yes.
And so I think that's the difference, because I agree with you. The Democrats on the East Coast are the Republicans in the South. They have a monopoly in New York. So they're monsters. And I agree with you on that.
Right.
But I'm telling you, the Republicans in the South and the Republicans in the Midwest are absolutely tyrannical.
Liberals
they
after
are
9/11, liberals
human
after
beings.
9/11 were the first ones who turned around and said, "We want to find out the root causes. What have we done to bother these people? Which
is a good thing to find out.
No, not after you slaughtered 4,000 innocent people, women and children. No, it's not a good thing to find out. And secondly, the answer to that was, there were female soldiers on the soil in Saudi Arabia. I mean, basically it was the root cause of that was that we support Israel. They were things that we were not going to change. They were things that we stood up for certain values that radical Islam does not like. And when you have a doctrine that says go out and kill the infidels, to try to understand that.
So let me ask you this: as far as that goes, if it's something that they have fundamentally against us,
right?
Why didn't they attack Sweden or Norway?
Well, I don't think Sweden or Norway I don't think they're threatened at all by Sweden.
I don't think any tall buildings in Sweden or Norway.
I don't think.
I'm talking about the whole thing.
Take out the bakery in Norway.
The United States is the one superpower. We're the biggest, most powerful country in the world. We export more Western values than Sweden or Norway does, and I think they, in many cases, if you read what these people have said, it is very straightforward. It is they believe that we have polluted the culture, that we have directly threatened them by the pop culture that we export, by our support for Israel, by the fact that we
we mostly export a bunch of ammo into their faces. But I think
I'm not saying all of that.
But I agree.
Correct.
I agree. Like, no one is defending crazy Islamists because
they
are
liberals. Liberals are defending them. The liberals are defending them every day. And
I just don't know.
I think you're confusing defending with understanding.
But no, the thing is,
I mean, I think it's two very different things.
Know your enemy is a thing that is important.
Yeah, know your enemy and understanding. If you understand why something happens, then you can prevent it from happening. Let
me. Ann Coulter had a great point. She said
that is a sentence that has never been said on the show.
It's a great point. She's the most successful conservative writer in history. She said, right after 9/11, Jerry Falwell, a Christian minister, made some crazy comment about how gays and abortionists had brought this on us, okay? Now, it was a stupid comment, and it was a little wacky.
I'm so sorry. What was the comment?
Jerry Falwell said this is the result of the gays and the abortionists.
I remember that, yeah.
Oh, no, it's crazy, okay? It was a stupid comment. But the New York Times and MSNBC and all these liberal outlets went and jumped on the statements of a Christian minister after
he's a very successful man.
Islamic fundamentalists had slaughtered 3,000 American people, and they went to this guy who's on the edge of senility. This Christian minister had said something that they disagreed with, and they said, well, this is such a disturbing statement. And it's like, well, yes, maybe it was a disturbing statement, but it's nowhere near as disturbing as the fact that we had the most bloody, brutal attack on American soil in years.
But did anybody point out the fact that Jerry Falwell was right? Because that's why they did it. They really did. They did it because they think we live in a gay country.
No, I don't think that's the only reason they did it. But
it's definitely one of the major ones.
I think in the mainstream media, people still do not speak the truth about Islam. They don't speak the truth about Islam as a religion, and they don't about the culture.
I really don't hear that much pro-Islam talk.
Well,
I hear much anti-Islam talk.
I don't hear a lot of pro-Christian talk. I don't hear a lot of pro-religion talk. In my opinion, atheism and agnostic folks pretty much have the market cornered.
I love New York. I love living here, but I do think that. There's a culture of political correctness that
totally
strangles people from saying the truth, that women are completely disrespected in Islamic societies. I had an argument with a friend of mine the other day. She was like, well, she was talking about, that women were getting abused in a certain country. And I'm like, well, what do you want America to do? Invade? You guys are against that. You guys are against military action. Like, no, but we should just get to know the issue. And I'm like, well, what the hell's that going to do? And she's like, well, it's our responsibility. And she's like, because things aren't great for women here either. And I'm like, that's a lie. Yeah, maybe things aren't great for women here comparative to maybe what they could be. But when you draw any comparison between having it bad here and having it bad in Saudi Arabia, you lose me.
Chicks in Saudi Arabia cannot take a shit in a men's bathroom.
They can't.
And that's sad. That's really the tragedy of the whole situation. No, I totally agree with you, and I think for the vast majority of women that I know hate any sort of religious
extremist. But that's the thing.
Because if you're a religious
there's a political correctness in New York
that
has strangled everybody from saying anything
about
anything. I think religion is very toxic. All religions. Yeah. I just think that fundamentalist Christians are less likely to kill you than fundamentalist Islamists.
I mean,
they have a lot of
case.
Power.
I mean, they're definitely less likely to kill you than fundamentalist Islamists, but they're definitely more likely to beat the shit out of you than Mormons.
Yes,
that's true. That's true.
That's fair.
And of course, the least of all the powerful religions, the Jehovah's Witness. Some of the nicest people.
Right.
Weakest handshake I've ever had in
Right.
my life. But we do quite a bit of murders as a Christian country, which is the lens
Which
that
is
these
true.
Islamic people, like in Yemen, if you see a drone, you see the U.S. flag on it, you equate it to Christianity. And because that's the lens that these people see everything
We're
through.
in a
like my
religious
parents.
war, and we need
To them,
It is to them.
And
it
my
is
parents,
to
I
some of
truly
us.
yeah.
I mean, and unfortunately, as long as we're still wedded to religion the way we are, we'll probably never get out of these wars.
Yeah. Well, I mean, George Bush explicitly called the war in Iraq a crusade on more than one occasion.
Such a big mistake. And again, this is what happens when you have religion and government fused together, which is I pray that the Republican Party finds a way to disentangle itself.
How
from
were they
religion.
possibly going to do that?
Here's a real funny thing. Speaking of which, this is a very funny story that I just found. A number of Tea Party activists are organizing a boycott of Fox News, claiming that the network keeps turning to the left.
I see it all the time.
But see, you know what it is? That's good because that's purging the crazies. You have to purge the crazies. The Democrats had to purge the MoveOn.org people so that Obama could get elected. They had to purge the people, and the Republicans are going to have to. You got to purge the extremes.
You do have to purge the extremes. I
You
completely agree with that.
You do have to purge the
which is
extremes.
also why we really don't have two parties. It's one party. It's the same.
It is.
Same
I mean,
exact,
I'd love to see a
thing.
third party.
Yeah.
Organic pussy.
Let me ask you this though:
Organic pussy, the party. Oh, I would
party.
vote for that immediately.
Which sites do you go to? Which conservative sites do you go to for news?
Drudge is very good. It's still I think.
What
it's
about
still,
Breitbart?
Nah, not
Not
as
so
much.
much?
Not
Well,
as much. I mean, I
the
go
leader
to
of
it
the-
when it's linked. I go to Real Clear Politics.
Real Clear is great.
Great.
The leader of this boycott says, if I want news, I go to Breitbart or Drudge, and I can find all the news I need.
It's not true. Just go to all of them.
I'd love to go to the New York Times, but the New York Times
I ain't trying
is
to
so,
trap you or
so
nothing.
for the poor that they charge you like 90 cents to read an article. So everyone, let's clap it up for the New York Times, who, of course, is always trying to help out the little guy. And by the little guy, I mean art dealers who live on Madison Avenue. That's the New York Times constituency. The poor. The poor,
Well, people
French
aren't buying enough
aristocrats.
vaginal art these days.
French aristocrat. I mean, that's the whole thing I loved is the limousine liberals, which Ben Kissel is one of them. He's a white wine swilling limousine liberal.
Yeah, yeah.
me,
His
man.
that
I'm all
windowless
about it.
that windowless box that he lives in is real fancy.
Where do you
I want
live,
so
Kissel?
badly. I live in a fucking coffin. I live in a coffin.
He lives
Not
in a
worse
room
than
that's
mine.
like take this
it is
room
worse
and then
than yours.
add
Is it?
like half of it.
I want so badly to be a limousine liberal, but I can't. And I agree with you. That's the one thing about the liberals, and we talk about it quite often. How Keith Olbermann's a total douchebag and all these sorts of things. And go back and listen to some episodes where we talk about him. But that is one thing. The liberals set themselves up for hypocrisy.
Right.
Just as much as conservative Christians set themselves up for hypocrisy when they fancy themselves like conservative Christians are like this is how you behave, and then you have a Larry Craig situation, this man who's against gay marriage, super religious, tapping his toe in a stall, getting a blowjob from some random dude, and then with the liberals you have like we're all about the poor. Meanwhile they're jetting all over town. Bono, for example, Bono has that famous story where he forgot his hat. He went to South Africa to help the poor in South Africa. He forgot his hat in wherever he was at in Hollywood, and he had a plane go back, pick up his hat. Literally, his hat.
What about the
had a
seat?
seat.
I mean, the Kennedys who say we want alternative energy, but don't put the windmills off the coast of Hyannisport because it's obstructing our view.
Yeah,
it's
and here's what I think.
Al Gore, for example, sending the man who is against oil, the man all about the environment, selling current to the Saudis.
Yeah.
One reason I love some of my friends is some of them are not the most honest people or but they're consistent. They're always consistent. I love consistency. I don't like somebody you have to constantly be like, what am I going to get from them today? You know what I mean? I think consistency is great. So
no bipolar friends.
Right. I try not to. I try to have people that are consistently horrible or consistently decent.
Like, here's what I think about extremism. If you're going like extreme to one side or another, I think like extreme conservative, both are destructive by far.
Sure.
I think extreme conservatism is harmful in the immediate. I mean, it's harmful. Like right now, it's like wars are happening, people are dying, people spewing anti-gay rhetoric. They love it. That has hate crimes, shit like that.
Right.
But I think liberal extremism is more harmful in the long term. Like things like the social programs of the late 1970s, which destroyed Detroit, which is now I guess going national at this point. Like I think extremism
Liberals
of any
would
kind
like
is
nothing
fucking
more
awful.
than to point to Detroit as an example of the failure of the free market, and that could not be further from the truth.
No, I'm talking about the opposite.
Right. No, you're right, and I agree. The reality is the free market does need some regulation.
I think that liberals don't point to Detroit at all. I think liberals are trying to really put a
I've
blind eye on that one.
Yeah, I've never heard of anybody
By
pointing
the way,
to
I
Detroit
think that the reality is it's a world that's changing every day, and that there's gonna be different breeds of solution that are gonna come up, and sometimes liberals will embrace them, sometimes conservatives will embrace them,
and sometimes conservatives will be right, and sometimes liberals will be right.
Yeah.
No, but sometimes liberals won't be as wrong,
and sometimes conservatives won't be as wrong.
I mean, the reality of the situation is, I think if we've learned one thing today, only one thing today, it's
go to the cock at 4:30 in the morning.
Go to the cock at 4:30 in the morning, and let's find Ben a woman with balls.
Please, God, get me a chick with balls. I just need someone to hang out with. Tim, I'll tell you, I wish you were a chick.
You know what? Sometimes I do too. Thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
You ever
Thanks
think
for
about
being
ass
on,
off the
man.
cock?
No.
You're going to keep it.
I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. I don't know. My career may necessitate lots of reinvention. That is not on the table as of yet.
Okay.
But
so
let's see.
Tim Dillon is on the record. He is going to keep his cock.
Yes, for now.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thanks, man.